Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. Here I am at our Carbrook site on the banks of the beautiful Native Dog Creek. Today we're just going to be looking at one of our nuke hives, which a nuke hive is a baby hive, so it's only 5 frames. It's what you do when you want to create a new hive by splitting an old, or sometimes you can buy hives as nukes. Anyway, we've got a nuke up there and we want to make sure, we want to see if it's ready to go up to a full depth 8 frame box. So that's what we're going to be doing. So stay tuned and we'll get this going. Smoke. They seem pretty active at the entrance, which is a good sign. Hopefully they're ready to go up to their bigger box. Now there's resistance in the lid, so I know that they've built honeycomb in the lid and it's stuck to the frames. And what did I say? Honeycomb in the lid. So that is a good sign they're ready to go up into their next box. Also when they've got honeycomb in the lid, be careful the queen's not up there. Sometimes she could be up the top, so don't tip this over. Just place it down, just in case the queen's in there and we can't find her in here. So what I'm looking for is eggs, which there are, cat brood, there's lots on this frame, and a good amount of bees. Now it's a warm day, so all the foragers are out doing their thing, so we expect there not to be as many in the hive as it would be on a colder day or when they're at night time. Before I go any further, I know I'm going to put them up into a bigger box, so I'm going to set that up first. Now I know this base is too low. You want to set your beehives up at least 400 mil off the ground. Reason being, especially in Queensland, cane toads love bees. They'll sit out the front and they'll munch away. At the moment, I don't have any more bricks, so I'm going to have 2, but we'll raise it up later on. So the end sheet in the nuke is primarily honey, so we're going to put it at the end in our brood box. Honey is a good, honey keeps everything warm, so we want the honey on the outsides so all their brood stays nice and warm. So I'm still looking for the queen, I haven't spotted her yet. So now I'm going to put a fresh frame for the bees to draw out. So we're going from a 5-frame nuke to an 8-frame box. So we're going to have to add 3 frames. And this will give the bees space to lay more and grow stronger. Now if you've watched my other videos, there is some debate whether you checkerboard your frames or put them on the end. I like to checkerboard, so I'm going to have my frame of honey, my spare frame, and then I'll move my brood in. What I'll do next is another empty frame and then small brood, but I want to get the beetle trap out of the nuke box. Alright, we still haven't found the queen. She could be on one of those frames that I've just missed, or she could be in the lid or in the box still. What I'm going to do is just carefully shake the lid off. So what I'll do now is I'll just go back through because I really want to make sure the queen's there. Okay, so I wasn't able to find the queen. It's not the end of the world. I've double checked she's not in the lid. And I'll check she's not in the box. So I'm relatively confident that she is in here. But what I'll do is in 3 or 4 days I'll come back and I'll check for eggs. If there's eggs, that means we know that she's still in there laying. If there's no eggs, and especially if they started to make emergency queen cells, I know we've lost the queen somewhere in transport, but I'm pretty confident that didn't happen. It's just, she might be a tiger queen with some stripes on her, and they are extremely hard to find, especially if they don't have a dot on them. So what I'm going to do now is put the queen excluder on before I put the lid on. Now this is not necessary at this stage because it's not going to have a honey super on it, but what it does is stops the queen going into the lid. If they start making honeycomb in the lid, we know then when we check, she'll be in the brood box and not in the lid. Because if she's in the lid, she's really hard to find. So lid on. Now the honey that's left over in here, I'm just going to cut out and put on top of the queen excluder. So by putting the lid honey on top of the queen excluder, it's just going to allow them to have those extra resources to draw out the frame faster and start filling it with eggs. I forgot my lid. Be back in a sec. Now I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's lots of bees just over here. That's because the nuke box was there and the bees know that that's the entry over here. It's going to take them an hour or so to work out that the hive's actually moved back half a metre. So I put the lid on I'll put some tin on top of this and then that's it. So there we have it. We moved the nuke box up into its full 8-frame brood box. We couldn't find the queen. That's okay, we're relatively certain she's in there. We'll come back in about a week, check that there's eggs, check that she's in there, and if they're not, then hopefully they've made a new queen by then. We took the honey out of the lid from the nuke box and left it in here. I also put the queen excluder on, so when the bees fill the lid comb, the queen can't go up. Hope you've liked this episode. Like and subscribe. I'm Talis from the Urban Beekeeping. Thanks. Now, just a follow up from that video, a couple of days later I got back into the hive and I pulled up one of the new blank foundation sheets I put in. They'd already drawn it out and there was eggs on it, so I know the queen's in there, so there's nothing to worry about. She was transferred successfully and everything should go smoothly from here. We hope, fingers crossed, but with beekeeping you never do know. Alright, thanks guys, see you next time.